Welcome back to Talking Business. Now this week we're asking if the world is ready for autonomous vehicles and why it's taken so long for the dream to become a reality. Well, one of the most advanced players is the American company Plus. It makes software for autonomous trucks and says its tech could help solve a labour shortage and make supply chains more efficient. I'm joined now by its co-founder and chief executive, David Liu. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you for having me today.
David, we talk a lot on this programme about autonomous vehicles, but interestingly, you deal with trucks and big business logistics. What role will you play in how we get stuff from A to B?
It's a really important segment of our overall mobility and economy. 70% of the goods we use and consume today are transported by trucks. Yet trucking is one of the most dangerous jobs. And also we are facing a huge driver shortage. So what we're looking at to do is to utilize the technology to automate a big portion of that to make transportation safer and more efficient.
And what do you have to do differently or think about differently? How do trucks differ from maybe cars or robo-taxis?
So on the large part, there's a lot of similarity between autonomous trucks and robo-taxi. There are some important differences, though. So first of all, the trucks are much heavier and much bigger in terms of the size of the vehicle, which requires the truck to be able to see much further than what a regular car would have to do. Secondly, the transportation mode where the vehicles are operated in are quite different. A robo-taxi mostly runs within cities in low-speed environments, while trucks are typically run on highways at higher speed. So we do need to put in different set of technology to be able to see more clearly around the trucks and be able to handle a longer braking distance, for instance. So there are some technological differences between the trucks and the cars.
The public have concerns about automated cars. How do you manage to assuage their concerns about bigger trucks being on the road without drivers?
Yeah, so first of all, safety is the number one concern that we work on. Autonomous trucks and autonomous vehicles, by the time that they rolled out a large scale, need to be much safer than an average human-driven vehicle. So what we are able to do with technology is that the autonomous vehicles are able to see the road at all times. So, it's 24/7. At every 100 milliseconds, we make a decision about what the vehicle is seeing. And then based on that, we're watching the road and make a sound decision. Human drivers are great, but not flawless.
It's not just the software, is it? You're working with big industry players. These OEMs, as they're called, original equipment manufacturers, companies like Volvo. How seriously are they taking this?
We work with three of the largest global trucking OEMs, Volkswagen's Traton Group, Hyundai's Commercial Group, as well as Iveco. So all of these major global OEMs look at autonomous technology as the future of where the industry is going. Autonomy provides a lot of benefits to what they were trying to do, which is to provide safe and efficient transportation mode for the customers.
Now, there's been a big problem with labour shortages, hasn't there? The truck industry struggling to get the drivers it needs. That's caused huge problems for the global supply chain. Is that what's driving this technology? Or is it actually about things like cost, making things cheaper in the long run?
So helping address the driver shortage problem is one of the key drivers for what we do. We know in the U.S., there's currently 80,000 driver shortage on an annual basis. That's a significant shortage, basically about 3 to 5% of the total industry. And, that's limiting the expansion of our economy. That's, has huge implication on the overall supply chain and overall economic growth. So what we are looking at doing is to use technology to address that, to improve and increase more transportation capacity into the industry.
Now, there have been a lot of predictions about how automated autonomous vehicles will change the future. What's your prediction in the medium to long term? Talk to me about what it will look like in the next few years.
So I think that the next 2 to 3 years are very critical for our industry. We are standing on the cusp of starting to commercialize autonomous trucks. What we're doing with 3 of the largest global trucking OEM is to start commercializing what we've been working on for the past few years. We're already doing commercial pilots in Texas in the United States and in Sweden in Europe. What we're looking at doing this year is really to validate the safety of the aspects of our solution. And then starting in 2026, we're going to conduct driverless pilots together with our OEM partners and start deploying and commercially scaling our solution starting in 2027. So by 2027, we anticipate to see some of the autonomous trucks coming off the production lines from our OEM partners.
David Liu of Plus, really good to have you on the program this week.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.